Hey, how's it going YouTube? I'm your host for today, Landon Dow Let's Sing, and welcome back to another most amazing top 10 video. I absolutely love every time you guys click on our videos. It means the world to me, it honestly does. And did you guys know that you can now be a sponsor of our channel? It's amazing. If you become a sponsor, you are going to get exclusive access to a bunch of bonus content. We've already been giving content to the sponsors. We've been giving videos before they even come out, so they get exclusive access. We're going to be doing a lot of secret projects, and the sponsors are going to know about them first, like way before the public does. And we're going to be going live a lot more often, and mostly with the sponsors as well. But we are going to go live with all of you guys as well. We're going to try to do it once a month for everyone and 4 times a month for the sponsors. And that's what we're thinking for now. It could all change, but we'll make sure that we update you guys with everything. Because if we can go live every day, if it's feasible and we have the time to do it, because we still have to produce videos for you guys, we will try, because we now have a new stream room. Alright, so enough of all that, let's get right into today's video. The reason why you guys clicked here. Ever since Jurassic Park was released, people have been wondering what life would have been like if dinosaurs still roamed the earth. They were at the top of the food chain for 135 million years. Just think about that for a sec. That is a lot to think about, and they would still probably be alive if the comet didn't hit Earth. But Earth is a lot older than dinosaurs, and there have been some other terrifying creatures roaming our world. That gives dinosaurs, a run for their money. So you know what, let's jump into this. This is the top 10 scary prehistoric monsters. Starting us off at number 10, we're going to be looking at the Arthropleura. They are a few living animals that scare people more than bugs, insects, or spiders. The Arthropleura can probably be an exception to this rule because, well, look at this thing. It's literally a horror movie turned into real life because this creepy crawler actually lived on Earth. I know if this was me, if I saw a centipede, I would be running super fast. I would probably be running faster than Usain Bolt. I don't know if I'd be able to handle seeing an Arthropleura in real life. They're the largest known land invertebrates, and this is of all time, and it is highly unlikely that they had any predators. I mean, would you want to mess with that? No, I didn't think so. They can grow up to lengths of 8.5 feet, and even though they were herbivores, that doesn't make them any less scary. Just looking at all their legs gives me the creep, so let's move on. It's time to take flight. In at number 9, we have the Quetzalcoatlus. This prehistoric beast dominated the skies of North America during the late Cretaceous period. This creature was a type of pterosaur. Not to be confused with a dinosaur, it's a pterosaur. A lot of people believe that the pterodactyl was the most dangerous thing lurking in the skies, but they are sadly mistaken. That honor goes to the Quetzalcoatlus, whose wingspan was around 35 feet and weighed between 450 to 550 pounds, which makes them the largest creature to ever fly. Imagine if these animals were still alive today. They have the ability to pick up a fully grown male, so this would be terrifying. I would never want to leave my house ever again. When this creature is on the ground, it is equivalent to the size of a giraffe. I mean, is this real life right now? Scientists believe that they can reach altitudes of 10,000 feet and glide at speeds of 100 miles per hour. The Smilodon fights its way to number 8. The Smilodon is an extinct saber-toothed cat who lived between 2.5 million years ago to about 10,000 years ago. Just by looking at these images of this prehistoric animal, you can tell that they're pretty vicious. They're about 5 feet long and 3 feet high and weigh in at 440 pounds. But that's not the scary thing about these animals. I mean, just take a look at their teeth. That's enough to give you nightmares for a week, and for me, probably nightmares for the rest of my life. Their canine teeth would grow up to a foot long, and they had no problems taking down their prey. They would jump down on their prey from the tree branches, sink their teeth into their neck, and then leave its prey to bleed to death. Once they are dead, the Smilodon would return to eat its carcass. Another interesting thing about these creatures is that they're often referred to as a saber-toothed tiger, but they weren't even tigers. They're actually distantly related to lions and cheetahs. Next up, number 7, we have the Gorgonops, whose teeth were too big for its own mouth. I know what you're thinking. This is a pretty scary looking beast. So why wasn't he in the Jurassic Park? Well, he isn't a dinosaur. It is a therapsid who lived 260 million years ago which is way before the dinosaurs came onto this earth. So their name literally translates to dreadful, and I mean, looking at this picture, I would say this name is pretty damn accurate. These scary looking creatures were about 10 feet long and weighed in at 1,000 pounds. There isn't a lot of information about these animals, but scientists believe that they were a prime predator of their time because they were huge and had very sharp razor-like teeth that could easily slice through their prey. And even though they weren't as big as a dinosaur, they definitely would have scared other animals that lived during their time. Terrifying us in at number 6, we have the Basilosaurus. Their fossils were first discovered in Louisiana, USA in the 1830s, and when the paleontologists were studying their fossils, they initially believed that these creatures were giant reptilian sea monsters, but they later discovered that they were wrong. The Basilosaurus can be translated into king lizard, but evidence shows that they weren't reptiles at all. Actually, they are prehistoric whales. This existed around 34 million years ago, and scientists believe that these creatures slithered into the water like a giant eel, except they were about 60 feet long with powerful back legs and the jaw that can easily snap its victims. And oh yeah, to make things even more interesting, they have a bite force of 3,600 pounds. Thankfully they are extinct because they would probably be hunting humans, but back in the day they loved to hunt fish and sharks in shallow waters. Slithering into number 5 spot, we're talking about the Titanoboa. For those of you who are terrified of snakes, yeah, it's time to get pretty terrified with this one. The Titanoboa is the largest snake that ever existed. They reach lengths of 50 feet and weigh 2,000 pounds. So to put that into perspective for you guys, they are twice as long and 4 times as heavy as the modern day giant anaconda. Paleontologists say that the Titanoboa hunted a lot like crocodiles do. They would lurk in the water and go near the water's edge so they can attack unsuspecting thirsty animals. They would strike their prey from the water and wrap themselves around them, crushing them to death, and they would put their massive jaws around them. This prehistoric snake lived in the jungles of South America 5 million years after the dinosaurs went extinct. Let's just say that I'm glad that the Titanoboa went extinct because I don't think that humans and this monster could, coexist. Chopping its way into number 4, we have the Spinosaurus. The name is derived from its 7-foot long spines, and it lived about 100 million years ago during the Cretaceous period. This terrifying creature is the largest carnivorous dinosaur that ever roamed the earth. Yep, that means that they were even bigger than the Tyrannosaurus rex. They could grow over 50 feet long, 20 feet high, and weigh in at 6 tons. One of its most distinctive features was this huge spine on their backs. These spines can grow up to 5 feet tall, and the Spinosaurus uses this as a way to intimidate other predators and also to show off to a potential mate. Yeah, I think that would be highly effective. I mean, I definitely wouldn't want to get into a fight with one of these things if they're still around. Biting its way in at number 3, we have the Mosasaurus. This aquatic Godzilla-looking like creature was not a dinosaur. Technically, the Mosasaurus was a meat-eating reptile. It lurked in the waters of the North Atlantic Ocean. The largest Mosasaurus species grow over 50 feet long, and they lived at the surface of the water in order to breathe air. They would basically feed on whatever was edible or any animal that was unfortunate enough to cross their paths. This meant that they ate fish, also plesiosaurs, and even other Mosasaurus. Let's take a look at their mouths. They had terrifying jaws. They actually have a second pair of teeth in its upper palate so that the prey that was able to slide down their throat wouldn't be able to escape, and their jaws could expand to help swallow their prey whole. I mean, what? Their closest living relatives are the Komodo dragon and monitor lizards. Stomping its way, number 2, we have the Giganotosaurus. It roamed Argentina during the late Cretaceous period, which was about 97 million years ago, and it is known as one of the largest meat-eating dinosaurs. These scary-looking beasts were 40 to about 43 feet long, weighed nearly 14 tons, and had very sharp teeth. These guys walked upright on 2 large and powerful legs, and they might have been very agile because of their tail. The Giganotosaurus didn't really have any natural predators because of its size, and they had the capability of killing any live prey that crossed their paths. They had flat, serrated teeth that were also helpful when they would slice through the flesh of their prey. There is even evidence to suggest that these dinosaurs were pack hunters, and they would hunt in large groups. Okay, finally making its way to number 1, we've saved the beast for last. We're talking about the massive Megalodon. This prehistoric monster makes the great white shark look like a goldfish. Luckily for humans, this beast went extinct 2.6 million years ago. The Megalodon was the largest predator that ever lived. Paleontologists predicted that the Megalodon can grow up to 60 feet and weigh over 60 tons. Oh, did I mention that their teeth can grow over 7 inches long? The Megalodon's diet mainly consists of whale and other large sea creatures. They had a bunch of savage hunting strategies, such as ripping apart and biting off their prey's fins in order to immobilize them so that they can attack them from below. They had a bite force of 10.8 to 18.2 tons, which was way more than enough to easily crush the skull of a prehistoric whale. So you must be wondering, how did this large predator go extinct? Well, no one knows for certain, but scientists believe that their population decreased due to global cooling, or by the decline in the population of the giant whales, which made up the bulk of their diet. But some people still theorize that the Megalodon still could lurk at the bottom of our oceans. I mean, a big percent of it, we don't even know what's down there. So next time you're considering going deep in the ocean, you might want to think twice about what could be lurking below. It could be the Megalodon. Well, there you guys have it. We have made it to the end of this video, and of course there was a ton of bloopers here, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Oh, why does this sound like that? You saying. It's you. The Quetzal, what do you have an accent? The horror goes on. The horror goes. The honor. The honor.